Welcome back to the news at 10. A windstorm that occurred after heavy rains has left many houses and property destroyed in Oguta local government area of Imo State, and victims of the disaster are calling on the government to come to their aid. Meanwhile, the National Emergency Management Agency has deployed its officials to assess the level of damage. The NEMA officials are also providing relief items.
I feel so sad, and this is the first of its kind in my community. And you are witness to what the devastation that just occurred to us. And this is a trying period. You can see that most of the families are sitting outside, some are sleeping outside, and even the children and the overage women and men. Most of them have no place to sleep and no clothes. Most of their clothes are being outside, and we need the government to come to our aid. We are pleading to the government to come and help us.
We're really surprised at what we saw, and then we saw how the people are all affected by as a result of the windstorm that occurred on Monday. But we are going to take our reports, and then we're going to communicate with them as soon as possible. There is actually, before we came here, we have made certain arrangements before coming here. We have liaised with the State Emergency Management Agency on how we can help the community. So in a very short while, they're going to hear from us, and we're going to make sure that they're all taken care of.
Staying with natural disasters, 3 communities in Obaru, local government area of Anambra State, have been destroyed by floods. With some lives lost and property worth millions of naira washed away, residents in the affected areas are crying out to the state and federal authorities to intervene. On our community report tonight, we examine the people's struggle for survival.
Now you're talking.
The river Niger has once again overflowed its banks, bringing back memories of the 2012 flooding that ravaged many riverine communities. As predicted by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency and the alerts by the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, the water has risen above normal level again, leaving communities in this part of Anambra State helpless. Worst hit are Osomala, Obeagwe, Akili-Ogidi and Ogwipele. They are mainly agrarian communities in Obaru local government area of the state. For these communities, this is the result of coastal erosion, which made it easy for floodwaters to sweep into their communities, compounding their infrastructural challenges. At Ogwipele, houses have been taken over by flood. Here, man-made bamboo bridge is built to assist in movement, but that does not help the situation, leaving many to resort to using boat as means of transportation to school, church and other places.
Yeah, we are facing a very serious challenges. You know, sometimes our boat, through the the waves, our boat may capsize. So that is the challenges we are facing. And sometimes the bags and the books of the student will be soaked.
This place is agricultural place. We produce everything agriculture here. Is it rice you want? Is it yam you want? Cassava, cocoa, anything you can mention. But we cannot transport them to our nature and where our people can make sales. But why? Just because of this one singular thing, the road. So we are appealing to government. We know by the time we have road, we have good access road. Every other time will come.
For the traditional ruler of Osomala and another leader from Ogwipele, the communities along the Niger are facing extinction.
The problem of flood has not been from, let us say, from the center addressed in any way. The best we have had is addresses, palliatives from the state government and state governments over time. But what we want is a pronounced help so that we can save this kingdom and other kingdoms from extinction.
If it is possible to have embankment along the river Nile and keep us safe, it is too much. Every year we run about.
Officials of the State Emergency Management Agency are here to see things for themselves. And for them, the situation is dire and needs immediate attention.
We have seen for ourselves the kind of damage the flooding has caused our people, the people from this area. In fact, the first man we met, who is Ogene, specifically said that there will be hunger this side next year. And we will carry this message back to the government of the state.
From all indications, Ogbaro local government area needs help, and very quickly too, to save the communities from extinction.
Etisalat, now you're talking.
All right, now let's take a look at some business news for the day. Here's Melinda Akinlami.
You first. First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. The International Monetary Fund has affirmed Nigeria as the biggest economy in Africa, ahead of South Africa and Egypt. Nigeria was reported to have lost its spot to South Africa in August this year. That's after the recalculation of the country's gross domestic product. Latest estimates from the IMF put Nigeria's GDP at $415.08 billion from $493.8 billion at the end of 2015. Egypt's 2015 size remains at $330.15 billion. In the meantime, Fitch Ratings has projected a 2.6% growth in Nigeria's gross domestic product for 2017. The global rating agency had reduced its forecast for the country's 2016 GDP to 1% due to a weak performance in the first half of the year. Fitch believes the economy will bounce back in 2017, but with downside risk, that's if dollar liquidity remains tight. The Ogun State Governor, Amosun, has been listening to ideas from various groups in the state ahead of the preparation for the 2017 budget. The groups, comprising members of the organized private sector, traditional rulers and artisans, were part of the budget town hall meeting in Abeokuta, the state capital. It was also an opportunity for the governor to appeal to labor leaders to change their minds about the proposed industrial action.
The individual can be more important than the state that binds all of us together, our dear Ogun State. Let me, on my honor, reaffirm our determination not to allow any group or individual to hold the state to ransom for selfish, parochial, and ulterior motives. The era of playing politics under the guise of labor movements and agitation for improved welfare and condition of service is over and gone for good in the state. People that are interested in politics should have the courage and honor to resign and join politicians. Let me confirm and reassure that this administration will in no way or form prevent or abridge the right of our people to agitate for better or improved condition of living. But in doing so, we should allow reason, consideration for other stakeholders and general interests of the state to prevail.
Governor of Ogun State, Amosun. Now let's check out what's happening at the equities market. Fell is the word again for a third consecutive session. That's after continued sell-offs as investors wait for more third quarter earnings. Let's join Bisi Adebayo for the summary.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Midweek session at the local equities market ended in the red as key indicators slipped further for a third straight day. This time, the all-share index lost 0.28%, dropping to 27,478.04. Market capitalization also came in lower at 9.43 trillion naira. Volume traded declined to 81.91 million shares, valued at 592.52 million naira in over 2,500 deals. Market breadth remained negative, with 20 losers against 12 gainers, while Ashaka Cement was the day's top loser with 9.71%, while Photo Oil and GlaxoSmithKline lost 7.61% and 5% each. On the gainers table, Caverton led with 3.95%. It's followed by Stanbic IBTC and Wapic Insurance. On the volume chart, FCMB, Transcorp and United Capital came in at the top 3 category. And that ends the stock market report. I am VC Adibayo.
Thank you so much, VC. For a second day, global stocks finished higher. A lot of green numbers on Wednesday, helped by the release of key economic data from the U.S. Federal Reserve. Another green day for the global markets, and that's it. Ijoma is back to you.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Melinda. The Society for Environmental Toxicology and Pollution Mitigation is calling on the government and the public to ensure the implementation of environmental protection policies. The message was shared at a forum attended by members of the group in Lagos. At the event, 9 members were also awarded and conferred with the status of fellows.
Welcome, sir. It's the 4th in the series of SETPOM International Conference, and members have come from across the country to grace the edition.
Innovations. Let me say this before.
I hope this gathering will tap into the potentials and set us forth on the path of environmental and economic recovery. These challenges will definitely throw up some opportunities within the environmental sectors which require innovative solutions.
There is a great consciousness today of the links of scientific research which leads to a better understanding and knowledge of environmental issues, regulations and consulting that are vital towards protecting our fragile environment.
This was followed by a speech from the guest lecturer, Dr. Akinlaye Oludiro, who addresses the need to tackle the economic impacts of environmental degradation.
And the benefits of an EMS. The first is that it is financial. An EMS ultimately means that you pay less for non-compliance with environmental legislation. It enhances the value of an asset of the site, because the more pristine your site is, the longer you can use it.
That said, perhaps the induction of these 9 new fellows, as well as the reward for 13 essayists and photographers from 6 schools, will help drive home their message.
But environmental sustainable actions presents a formidable way to even counter the current economic crisis. There are green energy opportunities which people can tap into at this current phase in order to grow the GDP of our countries from other means.
The 2-day event continues on Thursday with more technical sessions as members explore ways to harness environmental opportunities for wealth.
Please do that before you go for your lunch.
On the news at 10, Kano State Governor Umar Ganduje dissolves board of Kano Pillars following dismal performance. That will be on sports. Just stay with us.